What's going on, Fit Fam? My name's Ivan Perez from Ivan's Fit Hustle. Just want to go ahead and give you guys a quick, short introduction to what I'm trying to do. But I'm gonna attempt to document myself. Talking a little bit about motivation and inspiration for weight loss, and maybe talking a little bit about my story. Just to give you guys a brief perspective, I started working out maybe around August 2020, right? Just to give you guys a big idea of how big I was 280 pounds, right? 280 pounds. I could barely stay up, right? I was in the couch, playing video games, and I'll fall asleep. I would eat like two burgers a night. I was out of shape, guys, and I know some of you guys might be in the same situation where maybe you feel like, man, I'm so big, I can't do anything about it, right? I'm just like, fuck it, But no, trust me, like there is a lot of change that can happen, but a lot of the change that has to happen has to start here, right? Everything has to start in here, in your head. You have to see where you want to be and then create a plan to follow through, right? And that's what happened with me, right? I got to a point where I just got tired. I got tired of being tired, right? I got tired of being sick, of feeling sick, and that's really the main thing. But I think the biggest catalyst for my change, was in October of 2020. I ended up in the hospital because I couldn't really see. I was like, man, why am I seeing blurry, right? Why am I losing my vision? What's going on? And what had happened was I just came back from Vegas. I was with my girlfriend at the time, right? Which we're no longer together, thank God, right? But you know, I had came back from Vegas, and I guess I had drank a lot of those like what they call the Fat Tuesdays, and a lot of sugary drinks and things like that. And I was a bigger dude, right? I ate a lot, right? And I had a great time, but came back and I was, man, seeing blurry, and I was like, man, why am I seeing so blurry? So I ended up in the hospital because I was like, man, maybe something's going on, right? And at the hospital, the doctor took me in and checked my blood sugar and told me I was a 346 blood sugar level, and you're supposed to be between, I believe, 80 to 110. So it basically told me I was practically a type 2 diabetic. I was like, man, what the how did I get here, right? Obviously, I knew how I got there, right? It was the burgers, I kind of got to grab it, put it in my mouth, right? You got to eat the pizza, right? But I was in shock, right? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't. When you look at the mirror, you kind of don't see yourself so big, right? You don't think, oh man, like I'm big, right? You just kind of say like, like, oh, I don't look that. You start kind of forming yourself like, I don't look that big, right? No, that was a big wake up call for me because once it comes to health, I'm a scaredy cat. I'm like, oh, I'm diabetic, like I could die, right? So that was the first thing that made me like want to just get in the gym, right? That same day I went out of the hospital, and instead of going for the daily burger at Carl's Jr., I actually went to go get I believe it was like a vegetable soup or something. And after that, I even tried going vegan and doing all that good stuff, right? But that was a big catalyst for me, guys. Finding out I was diabetic. So my only goal became to like get that blood sugar down to a regular level. So I told myself I'm gonna stop eating things that turn into sugar, and I'm gonna stop drinking sugar, right? So I cut out what sodas. I cut out tortillas. I cut out, which I'm Mexican, so like we love tortillas. I had to cut out, breads. I didn't eat rice, right? All those things, they turn into glucose in your body, right? So I had to cut all that out. And I kind of went into a ketogenic diet, right? I don't like to think about diets, right? Because diets mean that eventually, it's gonna go away, right? It sounds like a chore. For me, I think of diet like my diet was more like, let me just not eat sugar, right? And I cut out sugar and anything that turns into sugar. So for anybody that's looking to like, what diet do I follow? What do I do, right? don't think too much of a diet. Think more like, what do you got to cut out? That's hurting you, right? Which is sugar. Like, it's the biggest killer, right? I was so angry at sugar because it got me diabetic, right? That I was like, man, fuck that shit. I'm gonna fucking cut that out, right? So I did, and it was the best decision I made, because the more and more I kept looking at I kept checking my blood, to see where my sugar went. It went down from 300 down to 200, down to 100. Eventually, I got to a point where I did a blood test, and the doctors were amazed. They were like, "Whoa, like what have you been doing?" Right? I got it down to a point where it was like at the 70s, the 80s. So I have better blood sugar than most people that are average, right? That don't have diabetes, right? Now, just to back up a little bit, October 2020 happened. Went through a breakup, right, which had to happen at the time. Sometimes we gotta make tough decisions, and they turn out to be the best decisions in our lives, right? And I moved out on my own here out of my own apartment, right? And that's really like what started. Like, I had to learn how to live on my own again, right? I had to learn how to basically deal with all this time I had now. And the beauty in it was, living alone. It allowed me to kind of just be stuck in my thoughts and really think, like, what do I got to do to fix me, right? What do I got to do to fix me? So I ended up joining this thing called the Camp Transformation Center in the city of Covina, right? And they're basically like a boot camp. They give you you put $500 down, and you're supposed to get your money back if you beat the challenge, right? I ended up actually beating the challenge, right? I went in there, I worked out really hard. I documented my workouts, which are on Ivan's Fit Hustle Instagram, right? And I just kept going, right? I kept going for the 6 weeks. I went 5 to 6 days a week, and they did like, calisthenic workouts, legs, arms, but it was all, on the floor. It was great workouts, right? If you guys have a chance to look them up, they're a great company, right? And I thank them because they got me started, right? But the whole point was, I wanted to beat that challenge. I'm a very motivated person when it comes to challenges, right? So I wanted to beat the challenge, and I lost 24 pounds my first 6 weeks that I went there, right? So I beat the challenge. I got a shirt that said, you lost the 20 pounds. Cool. And I kept going. Right? I was now I was like a 200 and I believe I got down to like 240 something, 230 something, and I was like, man, I'm making progress, right? From the 280 I started in August down to like 240 something. That's great, right? So what I did is I kept going to the camp, but then I started also going for hikes on my own because I love nature, right? I'm actually gonna go on a hike right after this, right? I started going on hikes. I started playing basketball. I started doing things to get my body moving. And I kept the diet, right? Which to me, like I said, it's not a diet. I just kept sugar out of my life. I replaced it for things like, there's this fizzy drinks. Let me see. I think, let me go get it real quick. I replaced them for things like this, these taste like Fantas. I would say like zero sugar, right? I started replacing things. I started drinking a lot more water. And I just started just focusing on smaller portions. I would eat a lot, like sometimes I would go and I would have 2 meals in one sitting, right? So it was just a mindset. Like I told myself like, oh, I need this, like this is how much I need to eat, which really you don't, right? Another thing, I kept going to work out and stuff, and I started noticing that my clothes started fitting better, right? So that motivated me, and went from a 2XL down to an XL, down to an L, right, into a medium, which is what I'm at right now. And then eventually, when I got down to the 200 pounds, which was already like, wow, that's when I started working on weightlifting, right? So that's where I've been getting in the gym. I've been putting in the time in the weights. And then I remember, I ran my first 5K, which was great, in Cinco de Mayo. They call it the Cinco de Mayo's 5K. Right? Another thing I did was, I just recently signed up for the Spartan race, so that's gonna be something that's gonna be fun, right? But the main thing, guys, is look, if I could do it, right? If I could turn my life around, right? If I could go out there and work out and eat right and change things, right? You can too, right? And I'm sorry this video is kind of not like, it's kind of all over the place. My first time, yeah, I just want to get in front of the camera, but look, whatever it takes, just make it happen, because the only person that's gonna live with you is you, right? Your mind, it's inside this vehicle, which is your body, right? And you decide, how fast you want the vehicle to run, how long you want that vehicle to run, how well you want that vehicle to run, right? It's like a car that you're not you're not changing the oil, you're not, you're letting the gas go down to empty, so you're hurting your gas tank, right? You're not taking care of it. Eventually, it's gonna go to shit, right? That's your body, right? I've seen people that just stop caring, and it's like, damn, dude, like really, like, and I was there, trust me, like I know, but hopefully this year, guys, is a year of change. Hopefully this is your year. Let's make some big changes, right? Because if I could go from 280 pounds down to 195, which is where I'm at right now, right, and lose 85 pounds, so can you, right? There's nothing different about me or you. The only thing is I just decided to start doing it. And life, I'll tell you the benefits of losing the weight. Life is just better. Like, I do better with the ladies, I feel. I do better, when it comes to like going to buy clothes, it's not as frustrating, right? Because in the past, it's like, man, this shirt doesn't fit me right. It's just like, you'll be all fat, right? When now things fit me nice, I've been working on my chest, so, if it works, it looks better, your facial looks better, and I just think, I love playing basketball. I love the fact that I could go and play basketball and keep up with everybody, which was very frustrating in the past. I love that I could go on 7-mile hikes and I'm not dying by the end of it. I love the fact that if I have a kid soon, right, I could keep up with them. And that's my ultimate goal, is like, when I do get to that point where I have kids, I want to be able to keep up with them. I want to be able to play basketball and soccer and be the coach. Like, that's one of my things. Like, I want to be a soccer coach one day, So, like, weight loss can change your life, right? In many ways. But the main thing is also your confidence, right? And the way you look at life. And, man, like, dude, if you're going to do it, get started now. Because I'm telling you, a better life is around the corner for you. You're going to feel great. You're going to be great. Let's make it happen. Stay fit fam. I'll try to make a little bit better videos later, but I just want to share something with you guys. Let's make it happen. Boom.